Well, are there any last sort of thoughts or ideas you have around this whole topic of women saving the world or your work that you'd like to share?
Um, my hope with women in general is, how do I express this? What's going to help women and men to save the world is their willingness to trust their intuition. See, spirit never misleads. Spirit will always give us exactly what we need as long as we just have the nerve to ask and to open ourselves up to that level of spiritual perspective. Intuition is not a gift, it's a skill that we develop, and the way that we develop it is through self-confidence. And unfortunately, low self-esteem is the critical pandemic in our culture that is preventing women from stepping into their power. And power is not measured in financial success or even physical beauty. It's really measured in our ability to trust our inner knowing and to allow ourselves to be guided by that level of wisdom, regardless where it takes us, where we have an inherent faith that everything is unfolding exactly the way it needs to be, and that we are part of this great mystery, and that there are certain things that are going to be important teachings. Not easy, not pretty, and certainly often not graceful, but necessary in our soul's evolution. But when we don't have good self-esteem, we will second guess our inner knowing all the time. And as a result, put off the inevitable. We'll block our ability to know. And my hope is that women will do the work they have to do on themselves, will stop living in victimization or blame, will be willing to see that there's a bigger picture at play, that everything really has happened, that the universe has conspired to empower us, and that we'll be willing to forgive ourselves and forgive others so that we can truly find our voice, speak our truth, own our feelings, and create space so that other people, men and women, can do the same. So until we do that deep interpersonal work, we're really not going to be available to save the world, because our willingness to save the world will be based on wanting to change or fix something that we perceive as broken, so that we don't actually have to fix or change ourselves. Yeah. We've got to be willing to do our work, empower ourselves, and in doing so, loving our journey, we're better suited to be able to meet people where they're at with compassion, not pity, not sympathy, but with empathy. And empathy is what will change the world.
Absolutely, yeah. And as you're saying that, I'm thinking about the work that can be done with when women's self-esteem is raised through their leadership role in whether it's teaching yoga or creating programs in their community, teaching kids. There's I think so much of the value of bringing women up in community is really part of this whole what you're describing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if a woman doesn't feel good about themselves, they will never, ever be able to support or celebrate another woman. They cannot do it because the woman's power will threaten them. So the more we can feel good about who we are, we will celebrate and applaud another woman's success or beauty, because it'll only be a reflection of the grace that's both within and within all. So that's really the message that I would want to put out to women, is to just open up. And I say this to myself, that we need to open up our hearts, be more consistent and compassionate in the words that we choose, to be willing to embrace our vulnerability. Let that vulnerability be the gateway to our relationship with God, and allow that relationship with God to be the bonding force that connects us to each other as one. That's ultimately what yoga is. So that's my hope, women and men, that we get out of our own ways and we see who we truly are.
Yep, I agree. Well, Seane, thank you for this time today. I appreciate your taking the time to interview.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.